Hello and good evening to all of you. My friends, as we know that during the time of Sher Shah Suri and also during Akbar, the land revenue system was very significant, and within this land revenue system there were some terms. Those are sometimes we can say somewhat confusing in nature. For instance, the one term you will come across when you go through to study all these things. The first is Galla bakshi, the second is Kankut, and the third one is nasaq, NASAQ. So, what is the meaning of all these three terms, as these are significant for our exams point of view, especially in the UPPCS and also the conducted exam by UPSC. So, let me start by discussing the Kankut first of all. So, Kankut is what was basically happening, that means the officials of Sher Shah Suri, they were going to the field of a person who was the owner of that land, or you can say whosoever was growing the crop. So the officials were going to that person, to that farmer, and whatever produce, or you can say the total crop produced by that farmer, was being divided into three parts. You listen me carefully. The whole crop was being divided into three parts, and the one part was being taken by the officials, or you can say by the representative of Sher Shah Suri, or by the representative of Akbar. So the simple thing is this, that in Kankut, or it is also known as I am talking about Galla Bakshi, it is also known as known as Batai. So in this system, what was happening, that the whole crop was getting divided into three heaps, or you can say into three parts, and one part was being taken by the government officials at that point of time. So this was about the Galla Bakshi or Batai. Now the second term is known as Kankut, and the third one is Nasaq. So in Kankut, what was being done, that means uh, let's assume that you have 10 buffaloes, and one buffalo is giving 10 liters milk in a day, and if the size and you can say shape of every buffalo is somewhat similar. So instead of checking the milk of all the buffaloes, I will assume that oh, if one buffalo is giving 10 liters, so maybe the rest of the nines, they may also give very close to the 10 liters. So I will save my time, and what will I do, that I will assume that rest of the buffaloes will also give 10 liters of milk. So this, the same analogy you can apply in case of Kankut. What was being done here, that the whole portion of the land was there. So means they were you can say, let's assume there is 100 acres of land. So what they were doing, that they were understanding the crop production of 10 acres of land, and whatever they were getting, they were assuming that in rest of the 90 acres we will also get that much crop. So they were, their sample was 10 acres land, and according to that sample they were assuming that we may get this much produce, or this much crop, and accordingly they used to decide the you can say means revenue taken by these farmers. So the simple thing is this, that the whole land was getting divided, and from one particular portion of the land was their sample, and that sample was the basis to assume the revenue absorbed by rest of the land. So this was I hope I am a little bit able to make some sense to you. By the way, when you yourself will go through with the book, then I think you will develop a little more understanding about or little more sense what actually I am talking about. Now the third is known as nasaq. So NASAQ. What was happening in case of nasaq? As you know that these were very famous during the time of means Sher Suri and the Akbar. So in nasaq, what was happening that they were using their past experience means I mean again let me give you an example. For instance means I am known to you, and let's assume I am submitting the income tax, or I am filing the my income tax return. So government of India will get a certain amount of idea about my wealth, or about my position, or about my richness. So what again I would say that you please apply the same analogy in case of nasaq, that on the basis of the past experiences, on the basis I mean there is a certain portion of land, and you have some idea that last year we got this much produce from this particular field. So means we were able to judge the revenue on this basis. So basically they what they were doing, that they had the records of the fields, and sometimes they were using their past experiences of that particular field, and accordingly they were taking the revenue from the farmers. So nasaq, let me repeat it once again, that in nasaq they were using their records, their data which they had in connection to that particular field, and instead of performing the whole new things to estimate the crop production, they were using the past experiences, and they were taking the help of the past records, and on the basis of those past records they were taking the decision how much revenue we need to take from the farmer. So these were these three terminologies which you need to keep in mind, and I am hoping for your success in the government exams, and in the near future if I am getting other terms I will definitely explain it for you. Thank you very much.